it's Jackie. Welcome to the Natural Healing Rail, the podcast that heals. Today, Sondra Bailey is here with us, and she is going to share some incredible information that I think we all have heard about, but we don't know about. She's been down this crazy road herself and had to learn for herself the knowledge that she's going to share with us today. So welcome, Sondra Bailey. How are you today?
Thank you. And I thank you for having me, Jacqueline. It's
Thanks for
so
hanging
nice to
out.
meet you.
Yeah,
Yes.
you too. So you have a great amount of things that we're going to talk about. So the warrior shaman, a spiritual healer specializing in black magic removal. Let's
Yes.
put that. Chakra and aura healing and advanced soul restoration.
Mhm.
Let's dive in. Sounds great.
All right. So with the soul retrievals, everyone's soul is fragmented if you've not had a soul retrieval. Because what happens is when we come into this world, every experience that we have for the first time is traumatic. Like a majority of the time, the first fragment will happen right after you're born. Because when you come out of the womb, the doctor turns you over and taps you on the behind, and that's very traumatic for a baby. And sometimes a piece of their soul will fall off. If you want to imagine a mirror and then take a hammer and hit it onto a mirror, that's the soul fragments. Other reasons why it can happen from car accidents. Another really one that I see over and over again is like the first time that a baby chokes. You know, that first time that it goes down and they're like, that really affects them. So the peace will drop. So during a soul retrieval, what I'll do is I'll do a shamanic journey, which is basically astral traveling, and I'll go backwards and pick up all those pieces, bring them back, cleanse them in white fire, and then one by one blow them back into the chest. And then once they're in the chest, I'll hold my hand there and it seals the soul and they're back to good. They're back to being whole again.
Wow, that's really incredible. And so do you share with them each piece that got lost? Like,
Yes.
there needs to be an awareness as to what happened or whatever, and then
Yes.
makes the healing a little more impactful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
So I'll get majority of the time I can see, but sometimes when there's been really bad trauma, they'll block that out. And I won't be able to see anything. I'll just be able to pick up the piece. But majority of the time, I'll get a flash what happened when I'm picking the piece, and then I'll let the client know. But sometimes when you get really into that other type of abuse, the client just automatically tries to preserve themselves by blocking me from seeing it.
And that carries on for their whole life. That's the whole reason why the trauma stays, right? Is because
Yes.
we're protecting it and trying to not let anybody see it because we don't want to expose that to get more of it or whatever, right?
Yes.
So really important to actually have somebody assist you in trying to unravel what happened, probably first of all. Because I think some of that
Yes.
we just block out, right?
Right. We
That's
do. We
traumatic.
do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And
I know
so
I
it'll
found
show in
that.
the soul and then it'll show in the body. For example, if someone had a parent that abused them verbally, it'll stay in the ears. So what I have to do is go in there and pull that dark energy out, burn it, and then send healing into that area. If it's other type of abuse, and you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about, I'll do the eyes, the ears, and the reproductive organs because it will stay in there and it comes like a really dark, thick energy. And then once that's removed, you can send healing and the client can begin to heal.
That's really cool. I've never heard anybody talk about that before. So that totally makes sense to me because it's just getting stored in there and then it's, yeah,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
accumulating and it's stagnant. And
Hmm.
yeah, when you're saying that, I'm just thinking like of a thick oil substance or something, right? Stuck in
Exactly.
there.
And I have to pull it and, gently pull it out through the body and through the aura and cleanse the whole thing out. Or if not, an anchor will stay there and it will pull more dark energy in again.
So that makes sense then for when we are doing work, but we don't get all of it. then
Yeah.
it's like it just is still, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right? Because I think that there's kind of like an overlining message of the issues that we have in this lifetime, or for myself anyway. It looks different, but the understanding or the depth of it is, the root of it is the same, right?
Yes.
I think I look back and I was like, hey, like I totally thought that I got all that, right? And I did
Mhm.
like, what is this? Right. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, and then you kind of feel defeated and beat up and do some more shame, blame, guilt and thing. That's the root of usually that anyway.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
nailed it. Exactly.
Yeah, those are nasty emotions, right?
Yes.
And that's that just spinning in our brain that we're not even aware of, that we're
I know it.
chatting to
And it,
ourselves.
and it affects us a lot more than what we could even imagine.
Yeah, I'm coming to understand that. Yeah, the more sensitive and the more aware that we are to actually what we are doing here and
Yes,
how we are here, right?
that's right.
Understand
It
that
is so complicated. Our missions,
it
it's
is.
amazing. The things that we signed up for. So sometimes you have to sit and think when something happens, oh my goodness, I signed up for this.
Do you know, I've done that a lot. And I think sometimes it's the only thing that makes me be okay, because
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense. You know, I look at stuff
Hmm.
and I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is this? Like, who does
Right.
this? What is it?
Right.
Right. And it's so, and then I'm like, okay, well, obviously I made a contract coming in. Like, it just kind of helps me to level out and keep my focus off of the craziness of
Yeah.
what I'm experiencing, because that's what we're supposed to do, right? Not look at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you not look at it when it's doing in your face, right?
Exactly. And I have to remind my clients when they'll call me about an issue and I'll say, remember, you signed up for this. And they're like, what was I thinking? I was like, I completely understand. And everybody feels that way at times throughout their life.
Well, and I think the other thing is that you signed up with that person that's hurting you, that person that's doing that to you, or whatever.
Yes.
There was a contract coming in, and
Hmm.
to bring us to our soul's lesson or whatever, to awaken us up, because it has to get real bad. The contract's real tense before we'll wake up,
Yes.
maybe. And
And majority of the time when I do past life contracts, I'll see the people that are in my client's life right now that were in the past lives. Like some were children, some were
I
brothers or mothers.
totally can. You know what? Don't you have that feeling when you're not like, I know people that I was in past life with, and I know that the
Yes.
issue is still the same issue,
Oh yeah.
right? Like it still didn't get
Yes.
worked out properly. So
Yeah.
it didn't come to completion, I guess, somehow in that
Hmm.
whatever I'm experiencing. Yeah. The whole time and space thing, that's always been hard to wrap my head around that, right?
Yes.
Like there's no time. Everything is the now. So what we experienced and what we think is the past is actually happening now, but on a different frequency, different vibration, different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that stuff. Even though I don't quite 100% grasp all of it, you know, I don't know, it makes you feel better about what's happening.
It does.
Let's
And
talk
it's
about your journey. Let's talk about your journey. What happened with you for you to have tapped in to find out that you had some black magic that had been sent your way? Who was sending that, and how did you come to the understanding of what that was?
all right, a little bit about me. I'm from Alabama. I was born in a small town in Alabama and I always grew up in the church. After school, I went to radiology school and RN school and got my degree. And I started working at the hospital. I had my son when I was in the process of going through a divorce. And so I had my son and then I got divorced and I was still working at the hospital. And I had this doctor there that would constantly come down and ask me to read his reports on the x-rays. I mean, and I was not attracted to him whatsoever. And he kept coming and he kept coming. And then he eventually asked me on a date. And the first date I backed out of because he wasn't my type. He was from Colombia. So my mom was like, Sondra, just give him a chance. So I went out with him. We had a connection like I never thought we would. But what he did is he put black magic on me to control me and keep me down so that I'd always be with him. And what he did is the practitioners were so strong. Like some of the most powerful sorcerers come from Colombia and Nigeria. So yeah, he put all that on me to make me sick, but he knew so much of what he was doing that he made the symptoms come across as a disease, specifically myasthenia gravis. All right. So the first thing that happened is it started giving me depression and anxiety and hearing things. And I was like, and it just kept getting worse. But I want to fast forward about 12 years from there. I'm bedbound because the other parts I was still working and still contributing, but they started, and I didn't know about that attack. So I was bedbound and I had a nurse that would come in and help take care of me. And one of the days she wasn't able to come. So she brought another lady came, and thank God she did. It was an African American lady from Alabama. And when she saw me, she told me, Sondra, you're not sick. You're crossed up. And I was like, what is crossed up? And then she's like, you've got black magic on you. And I was like, really? And I know this sounds so naive, but I never heard of black magic. I haven't. I didn't know anything about it. Didn't know anything about the spiritual community whatsoever. So once she got me moving, she started helping me reach out to other people. And 15 people later, I finally met a shaman, and she let me know. And I already knew about my Native American heritage. It's Porch Creek, and it's in Alabama. But nothing about shamanism or anything like that ever came up. My grandmother was 100% Porch Creek. So when I got to working with the shaman, she let me know that she can help me. But she said the beings that they use are reptilians, and the other beings they use are ETs. Not ETs, the Greys. They're the Greys. And she said, I don't know anyone, that I can get some of the black magic off of you, but they're still going to continue attacking you. So she, God bless her. I really appreciate her because she got me on the road. And what she did, she says, I'm going to do a journey to see who your guide is. I was like, thank you. She came back and she said, it's Archangel Michael. And she said, he gave you your sword. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you have a sword. She said, you're a warrior. And she's like, this path, you have to do it yourself. It's part of your online learning. So over these years that it took for me to get there, I went to school. I even went to warrior training. I became a Reiki master. I did everything possible that I could do. And it still did not prepare me for the hands-on that Archangel Michael gave me. So what he would do is he would keep bringing situations to me until I figured out how to get through it. Like the first time that I went to fight the reptilian, it was actually shooting energy into me where I was having a seizure in this world.
Bring some clarification to that. So what's happening that that you're having an interaction with a reptilian?
Yes. So from the shamanic practitioner, she told me what was going on. So I would get into a trance and try to fight them so I could because they were guarding my black magic, and they also had cords coming to me. So I had to fight them first to get all that cleared away. And I'd never done it before.
Sorry. And so how do you do that? Like, was she telling you how to do that? Because
she doesn't know how to do it. So I got into a trance and just got into a deep trance, and I let him guide me. And then I just started doing it. And then it's like they taught me hands-on. So this went on for a while, at least a year for me to get all of it done.
So hands-on, are you actually seeing a reptilian? Are you just energetically feeling energy coming at you from the source? Like, can you explain a little bit more? Yeah.
Yeah. So before I would go into my sessions with Archangel Michael, I would get him to open my third eye more so I could see. And what we would do in shamanism, you have spirit animals, and mine was a hawk. And the hawk is the best because they know the future. So she would take us there to their location in Colombia, and we would fight.
Wow.
It was very intense.
That's just crazy, hey? Mm-hmm. And so you took all of this training, like all of this energy training, just so that you had the knowledge and support that you felt you needed to weather the storm.
And I didn't use any of it.
You didn't use any of it because Archangel Michael showed up.
Yes.
And that would only be because you had the belief and faith that he was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And what was the coolest thing is that's that situation. Fast forward 4 years, he comes to me and shows me who I am, and I have a fleet of soldiers. I'm actually a warrior for God.
Wow, interesting.
It takes people by surprise.
This whole black magic thing, I think, is a lot bigger than what any of us know.
Yes.
I know that I was experiencing what I felt was like a spiritual attack for a long time. And it's kind of weird because, like, how do you know that, right? So through people I've spoken with or whatever and had a podcast with, I've had somebody do energy clearing from India, and then all of a sudden it's like, who put the black magic in your house, right? Type thing. And it was like,
yes.
Right. They're like, I've cleared your house 3 times, and just go to sit down to do like a family meditation, and there's like whoa, and I'm like, okay, what? Anyway,
Exactly.
but there's definitely like an energy that makes you feel unwell. I know there was some days where I'd be in fetal position, just
People can feel little taps in their chakra, like little pinpricks.
yeah, I didn't feel that. I just felt like I would be unwell, like in
Yes,
a
it'll
fetal
make you
position.
sick.
Just yeah. And then I actually had a relationship with a shaman, and he would just tap in and be like, oh, I just cleared you. And I'd be like, okay, this is the craziest thing because I was in a fetal position and I didn't know he was clearing me, but he taps in and then does this clearing on me. And then literally I'm up out of bed going, wow, I feel like really like kind of like a huge shift that just happened, but I didn't know. And then he texted and said, oh, I did some work on you, blah, 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 clear your energy. And I was like, okay, this is crazy because I totally felt that. So
Yeah, and it changes it like that.
it actually really does. And even without me knowing, like without my participation in that. So I experienced that really big experience. You know what I mean? Like
It is. It's amazing.
like you can't dismiss that kind of stuff, 'cause
Right.
when you feel like this, and then all of a sudden, for no reason, you feel the opposite, and you get a message from it. It just cleared your energy up for you. Yeah, I think that being empathic is a very tough place to be with all the energies are so intense, right now, and I think that just when you're feeling everything so intensely, it's pretty intense right now.
It is. And it's going to continue that way. What I recommend, and I recommend it for my clients, is at least if you can once a week, when you get finished with your shower, get a bucket, put salt and water and stir it, and then pour it over the top of your head. That cleanses your energy fields and you will immediately feel better. So you can do it that way, or you can use sage, to go around your body.
Yeah, I was saging last night, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. The salt water, that's neat. I like that.
Yeah.
What about that clears your auric field? Like, what if the salt water just
Yes, the salt
just cleans out? Yeah, because we're attracting people's energies all over the place to us, right? Absorbing them and carrying them around with us.
Yeah.
We're not aware that
No.
we're doing that.
And now over the past 8 months, I'm seeing an oily like texture on the outside of the aura, thick and sticky. And it's coming from the low frequency of everything that's going on.
Yeah, well, that's an intentional thing, isn't it?
Definitely.
Bring the frequency down so that everybody's focusing on what's not working. Keeps us in fear, and then our vibration gets down, and then that's where we get sick and nothing happens. And yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
It is.
But it's centuries old, that whole program, right?
It is.
Control. So let's talk about a little bit about the entities, like the aliens. What is your experience with knowing that was what was attacking you? Like, what do you know about that?
Okay, so with aliens, there are light beings and there are dark beings. So the reptilians are dark beings, and the only beings that exist that have free will are us. So I'll give an example of the Pleiadians, because I work with a lot of them. The Pleiadians are my favorite. There's the Syrians, there's the Lemurians, there's the Seraphim. I love them. But there's a ton of them. But in the dark beings, there's the Reptilians, there's the Greys, there's my mind just went blank. My mind went blank.
That's okay. So there's and are all of them, like, are all the reptilians, are all of the Greys dark?
Yes.
All of them. Okay.
Yeah.
So
if
you have an interaction with one, you need to know that to protect yourself.
If you come in contact with one, you need to leave. Now, what I tell most people is that your body, you can feel things in your body, and it's best to use your body, the feeling, and not the eyes. For example, even if I couldn't see, if I closed my third eye, if I walk into a room, I can tell you what's in there. Because if a deceased spirit, a spirit that did not cross, is in the room, I feel like I'm going to pass out. If a dark being is in the room, I get pain in my neck. And if a light being is around, I start slowly vibrating. So everybody has that system. You just have to practice it and figure out your signal for each one of them.
Yeah, I don't think you can tap into that unless you're practicing some kind of meditation where you're going within, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or for my students, I'll have them, like if they want to know what a deceased spirit feels like, I'll get them to go to the graveyard. And that helps them get started, because they can trick you with your eyes, but they can't trick you with the feeling.
Interesting. Okay, so I just started to learn about all of the Pleiadians and the Arcturians and all of this not that long ago. Right around, I did a Dr. Joe Dispenza course in Vancouver. I think it was probably 2019, maybe. And just kind of before COVID. And everybody was talking about the alien. Everybody there's like this vast knowledge about all these different planets that have, aliens. I guess we're also an alien, but that we don't know about. And we've heard since Area 54 and gets put down or whatever, but it's pretty incredible when you start to listen or tap into. Of course we have all of that going on. Like, we're so naive to think we're the only ones out here flying around in this universe on this little tiny, speck of a piece.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think that we're waking up to so much more, aren't we?
We are. And the Pleiadians are awesome. They are awesome. Half of my soldiers are Archangel Michaels and the other half are Pleiadian. So the Pleiadians, they can do, I'll give you an example. If I work on someone that has depression, they gave me a little frequency box and I can put it in their aura and it keeps their frequency raised. So they don't have to, a lot of them come off of their medication. I mean, they are so advanced. Like, I'll tell you a little bit about this. I have like a angelic light code that comes straight into my house that goes underneath it. And then it spins around in all different directions around my house for protection. That came from them. They can actually do transplants, the energetic transplants. And I work with them with that. It's just, the sky's the limit with them. And people say, Sondra, I wish I could be there with you. You can. And I make a video about how to bond with your guide, and I send it to people because the stronger your bond is with your guide, the more your powers will increase.
Right.
So when you have your guide, you need to talk to them during the day. You need to make a relationship with them.
I was watching Greg Braden, Joe Rogan interviewed Greg Braden, and of course, he's just always been one of my favorites. And the knowledge that he has about our history and the energy and what's happening and how it's the secular, global warming thing is secular, like it's actually supposed to be warming up right now. And he talks about the fact that we all have a chromosome that is not human, all of us.
Yes.
And says that from that chromosome, that's what gives us our speech and our thing and our, like, all of the stuff that other species don't have. And how, like, we're so powerful and we're so different than anything that we have any idea that we are. And I love this knowledge because it's, like, we're part of a galactic family. But of course, that all sounds crazy if you've never heard anything like that before. And I mean, like I said, it's been only a few years, 5 years maybe, since I've been exposed to the knowledge of that. But it's even in the Bible. Like, I mean, if you you're reading out texts and stuff, and it's pretty incredible information, actually. So, and it would make sense that we are a part of the greater field, right? If you think about it that way, because we're all energy and everything's
exactly,
and it's infinite. And it's such a big field of knowledge.
It is. The part of it that is so fascinating to me is that in Islam, in Judaism, in other religions, they have frameworks to help them with different situations, like how to protect from the envious eye. We do not know how to protect ourselves from dark beings. That was kept from us. Anytime you want to clear your house, all you have to do is say, in the name of God, I call in Archangel Michael and 77 of his warrior soldiers to clear my house of anything dark or demonic that's in it right now. And it's done. We weren't told that.
Sorry, they're building a house next door.
No, you're good. They kept that from us.
They kept everything from us. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
We don't even have any idea that, that pineal cone in the middle of the third eye there, right?
Yes.
It's just that little pine cone is this huge statue at the Vatican, right? Like I just couldn't believe that when I was there and I looked, I was like, what? That pine cone is our natural pharmacy that we have not, we don't have access to, and we don't understand it unless you're on this path and have been doing the work, right? But if you don't know, then you don't know about it, right? So
and people will always be surprised. They're like, I can do that. Yes, you can. That's your God-given right.
Well, and like I love the information that our heart has a brain, right? And that it's always had all of that going on, but we didn't know about it. Like we know that the gut has a brain and the brain, right? But we didn't know that our heart, right? Like it'd always be like, oh, listen to your heart or listen to your brain, right? And usually we would listen to our head because we didn't know to trust that. But that's actually the smartest. That's our intuition. That's through our connection, right?
That's right.
That's our connection to the divine, right? So yeah, there's so much great information that to help us right now, right? And I love talking to you and hearing this information because it's not a normal conversation that anybody's having. Like it's just, I just don't think that a lot of us have any idea about it.
Well, we need to keep talking about this. I love it.
It's so important, especially if you're experiencing energy around you and you're stuck and you're having troubles moving through. And like I knew that I had energy, but I was doing my best to just clear on my own, where I think if you have some kind of support or whatever, somebody who's supporting you through that, it's so much easier for someone else to see.
It is.
Than ourselves.
It's hard for me to see myself. It's almost impossible for me to see myself.
Yeah, I think for all of us, right? We can see what everybody else is doing wrong, right?
That's right.
Yeah. And that's for us to see for ourselves, right? But of course, we don't get that. We just think it's theirs. So crazy. We're so crazy, right? Yeah. So talk to me about what Olympic egg? What is that?
Oh, my favorite thing is the egg cleanse. No, that was on, I think it went viral on TikTok a couple of years ago, but they were, God bless them, they were doing it wrong. Okay. So, an egg will draw out sickness from the body. So if you're going to do an egg cleanse, you need to set like 3 or 4 eggs out at room temperature. Make sure to wash them in, rinse them with water and then sprinkle salt and rinse them. Then it's clear. So let's say I use them in COVID treatments a lot. All right. So let's say that you've contacted me and you've got COVID right now. So what I would do is I'd be able to do an egg cleanse, and I would start up here at the head and then go down through the sinuses and the throats. And then you just take that egg and you just keep going all around the body. And it's like a sponge. It'll pull stuff out. And then when you go crack the egg, you can read it. So then I read it and draw on it and then send the results. It is amazing. Amazing.
I've never heard of that ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Okay. So let's back up. So you cook the eggs or the person cooks the eggs that's having the
They're raw eggs.
They're raw. Sorry. So, but who's doing the eggs, you or the person?
I'm doing it. Because I'm a shaman, I travel in the spirit world. So I call their energy in here and do it.
Okay. Okay. And then, so you're just rolling the egg energetically around the body?
So if, usually I have some people that'll say, Sondra, I need my parasite cleanse. I'm like, okay. So then I go on the stomach, I'm gonna get my egg and then go over the intestines and keep repeating it. And you can feel in the egg when it picks up something, you'll feel a hit from it. Cool. And this is like old time healing, and it is amazing.
So it's kind of like, is it called the blind slit experiment, where whatever's happening on one thing is happening over there on something else, even though it's not connected? Or
no, they just call it Limpa egg cleanse.
Yeah, I mean, like the energy though, right? How you can do that from a distance to explain to somebody that you're gonna do that, but they're not with you.
Okay,
right?
yes.
So the energy, like, so whatever's happening here is happening over there or whatever. Like, can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah. So what I do is I make myself big, and I'll talk to the client, and they usually tell me, I'll tell the client I can come to you or I can bring your energy to me. Majority of the time they want me to bring their energy here. So what I'll do is I'll make myself like 200 feet tall, and I'll can literally just step over, grab their energy, and then bring it back into my house. And I do all the work on them. And then at the end, I take their energy and take it back to their home. Because our astral body, your light body, has to be healed first before the physical body will heal.
Right. I was reading that. And
Yeah.
so when we are stuck in something like some kind of chronic disease or whatever that we've manifested, that makes sense then, because we just keep attracting more of it because it's stuck within us, right? So we get more of where we're at, just as a universal law, right? And then, so you're saying that if we're not clearing that, then whatever's going on, it just can't heal. Like
Exactly.
because
And
that's what's manifested out of the wound of the story of the trauma.
And people really do. It's important. I mean, if you ask for my recommendation, at least once a month, someone needs their chakra and aura work done. Because what happens is if you have rips in your aura, because your body travels when you're asleep too, things will come into those rips and attach on your body. And it'll cause pain. And then if your chakras aren't rotating or they have rips or tears, stuff gets pulled inside of the chakra because it moves like an engine. It moves back and forth. And I've seen people, for example, with chronic fatigue syndrome, that after I did their aura work, their chakra work, and gave them a cleanse, they didn't have it anymore. It's that important. Yeah. And I forget to do myself, but it's extremely important.
Wow. Like I totally know that what you're saying is the truth.
Yeah.
I am excited about that. That's very cool.
And people that have surgeries have the same problem. Because you go in for back surgery, well, they're cutting through your aura to get to your back. So when the surgery is over, something is going to come into that hole and stick on the back.
Right. It's energy and it's supposed to be passing through and it's not able to get through.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I just don't think that we think about that stuff. You know, it's just not a normal day-to-day thing that I think people are talking about.
Yeah, I wish they were. That would be awesome.
When I saw your podcast, I was like, oh, this is going to be really interesting because we think that we've all experienced something where you feel like something's going on, but you don't know what or why, but you're feeling the energy from somebody. That's what that is, right? Like it's about somebody sending energy that's not of good vibration your way, whether through judgment or jealousy or whatever it is. And then how is it that we hold it like that? Like usually the person who's sending it also gets it because it's coming from them, so it's going to come back to them as well. But
it's so cool.
How is it that the person gets stuck with it from other people? How does it get stuck there?
I did a video about this and it is awesome. I want you and your viewers to try this. I want you to get an egg, put water on it, sprinkle salt, and then rinse it off. I want you to go somewhere where no one can hear you. And I want you to take one egg and I want you to yell in it. Okay. Come back in your house. I want you to crack the egg you didn't yell in and then the egg that you did yell in, and you're going to see all that energy that hit your body.
That sounds
Please
cool. I'm gonna do it.
You try it.
That's cool. Right. Yeah. Because all that, whatever, if it's anger or whatever's going on there is whatever we're speaking, like that's the big thing as well, right? Is really whatever we're speaking, we're bringing forth into manifestation almost now, right? Like it's because it doesn't go away. So whatever we're saying is now forever out there. It's like a vibration, right?
Yes.
I don't know. I just love all that stuff.
Me too.
It's simplistic, but it's so in depth that like it really, you have to talk about it to really kind of wrap your head around how to live it, I guess. I think that's the big thing is you can hear it and, understand it, but then how do you actually live that so that you can experience a different life?
That's like a full-time job. It really is.
I can
minding what you think and say.
Yeah, I've been on that journey of just, trying to shift and experience something different because I just keep, landing in the same place going, okay, wow, right? A little more intense each time. And yeah, it's really, obviously the lesson, right? So get on it. Right? Otherwise, we're just going to keep staying. It's just going to keep intensifying, right?
Yes, to make us move.
And we need to have the contrast, otherwise we won't move, right?
Right.
So that's the other thing I think when we're getting depressed about like the whole what's going on in our world, to just know that we need that contrast to push to get the good stuff, right?
Yes, we do.
Otherwise, it's just sunny all day or it just rains all day. We don't know the difference or something, right?
And the craziest thing is we signed up for this. What we're going into right now, we signed up for this. Can you believe it?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that there's something gonna expose itself that is going on that is much bigger than what we're aware of. I'm just waiting for it. Like, please show us now.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. It's going to continue to spiral until Jesus comes back, and he's going to physically come back. And there's actually people spread out through the world that actually know that they are soldiers. And the war is going to happen there in Gaza and Israel, because the Antichrist is in Israel right now. And he's the only one that can take him down, is Jesus. So what I try to tell people is we signed up for this. Right now it looks scary, but we're actually in a divide. And people, I have been wondering for a while, like, how is that going to play out? But now I'm seeing it. So I'm just giving an example, like me and you, people like me and you, we're going to see what's going on, but it's not going to affect us. If that makes sense. It's going to be like we're watching a movie.
We're going to see it, but it's not going to affect us. Interesting.
Yeah. And then, the new earth that they talk about, the 5D and everything, that's going to happen after Jesus kills the Antichrist. Then everything goes back to, the beginning, light, love, everything that we want.
And so they say that the Bible, like almost like 85, 90% of it actually has played out as it's said, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't doubt that we're going to be seeing Jesus.
And in the spiritual community for years, they've been saying that Jesus is not going to come back, that it's a Christ consciousness. And I've just stayed quiet, but I did find out 3 months ago that no. And I did a shamanic journey twice to verify that no, he's physically coming back.
With the understanding that we're also going to be having, like, the veil is lifting and we're going to have contact with the other galactic beings that are actually part of our soul family, which we have no idea about, which is going to be wild. I believe that that's when that all happens, because, in the Bible, it says he comes down from, it looks like spacecraft, right? So
yes.
I think that that's how that plays out for some reason. I don't know. That's when I hear that and understand that, I believe that's
I'm so excited.
Yeah. And then we can actually if he's coming in like that, then we're going to all understand that that's a part of our makeup or whatever. Right? I think that's the only way that anybody would believe that.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, that don't know anything about
exactly.
Because it's just everything's
it's mind-blowing.
It really is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great conversation. I find it interesting that the kids, their books and their games and the video stuff, it all has to do with what's happening that way. And they're trying to explain it to me and I'm like, okay, that's actually happening. Do you know what I mean? And nobody's aware. Like, that's actually happening. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And I just find it wild that that's the games is like they're teaching the kids or whatever. Just, about all the orbs and just things that like my 8-year-old knows about that. I'm like, okay, what? Obsidian.
You're spiritually awakened.
I think so. Yeah. It's very cool.
Yeah. They're born with those gifts. Like, I've got a grandbaby, and even before she came, they kept telling me, she's born with all of her gifts. All the children are born with their gifts. And boy, are they right. Yes. Yes.
So, my grandbaby is my oldest daughter. She passed away after she was born. And honest to God, I say she's just like a Buddha. She's like a Buddha baby. We totally healed each other, or, helped in that healing. But
how beautiful.
She had this beat, she never cried at all. It was wild. And just smiling and love, so much. Like, she'd hold you in the morning and she'd give you those extended long hugs.
Yeah.
Which make you stop long enough to kind of go, wow. Right. And pull that in. And very different. It's a very different energy. And, she'd be on the floor while I was bathing or showering. And all of a sudden she'd be like, oh
my God, you read my mind.
Yes. Here? Yeah. And I would know the energy or whatever it was just awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you just reminded me of something. So when I don't go out in public much, but when I do, my soldiers are with me. And I promise you, every time I go in the grocery store or Target, there's kids looking up and they're pointing. They can see the soldiers. And we always, you know what I'm saying, wave to each other. Because these poor little kids, they want to see, people with light. They see so much darkness. So when they're out in public, they get excited. I'll see them do that to people. It's so sweet.
That's cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can hear, they're born with mediumship. They're born with healing, of discernment. These kids are special, extra special.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. And they're living still in a world that's not,
Yes.
made for what's going on within them, which is kind of messed up,
Yes.
to have to, anyway. It's all exactly how it's supposed to be, apparently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if somebody is wanting to contact you, they just get onto your website. That's the place to contact you.
Yes.
Like, what else do you have? What are your services that you're offering for people?
I offer black magic removal, generational curse, contract breaking, childhood trauma removal, soul retrieval, Reiki, attachments removal, chakra and aura work, PTSD removal. I think that's it.
COVID, you're doing something with the COVID.
Oh yeah, long COVID. Yeah.
So what happens with that? Somebody who has had the COVID, you help them with that, or what is?
It goes back to those beautiful Pleiadians. So what they've done is they've given me a ball. It's about that's big. It's got a bunch of colors in it. So I will treat the person. If they're in the hospital, I'll travel to them. But I put the ball in there and it moves around the brain. And when it stops flashing, it goes to the rest of the face, in the mouth, in the throat, in the lungs. And I just run it through the whole body until it's all clear. That's for acute COVID. Chronic COVID is a little bit harder because it's in layers. I have to take stuff off in layers because it's in the body. So what I have to do is remove it. Oh, that was the other. I remove heavy metals and vaccines. Yeah. So I'll go in there through the body and scan the whole body for someone with long COVID. And that usually takes about 5 treatments and then they get a lot better.
Yeah, because there's like lingering effects that happen with that for the lungs and
yes,
the heart.
Yes.
Is there something to do with the brain as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's causing people's blood to thicken also so that they have heart attacks. That's why you see a lot of these young people. It's because I'm a nurse, even though I'm not practicing. And here at my family, if we even think we've come in contact with COVID, we take an aspirin because even if you have a mild case, it thickens the blood.
Remember, my dad used to take half an aspirin a day.
Yeah.
It thins the blood. Okay. So that's good to know. And then that whole ivermectin protocol, is that something that you support or?
Yes.
Yes.
It works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There was a lot of top doctors in the US there trying to make a case about it, wasn't there? The Senate there. I saw a few Senate hearings with them pleading.
The government doesn't want it. Our government doesn't.
Yeah, I think it's a worldly thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make any sense, but again, don't look at it, right? Because I think that's my biggest thing is I try to figure it out. It's like, okay, what is going on there? And that's
I know. Yeah.
Rabbit hole, because it doesn't make any sense. And
then once you have something somewhat figured out, you're like, oh, well, here's something else. It's never ending learning.
Yeah. But I think that what is sad for myself was the understanding of how much dark there is that I wasn't aware of. Like, I just totally naive. I think everybody is good, and I just do. Right. Mm-hmm. I just do. I know that a lot of people are not like that. Right. They're very, I wasn't really given that gift for some reason. I think maybe the hairstylist in me. Right. Yeah. Anyway, all about trading and what we're taught. Right.
That's right.
Be nice. And
I can resonate with you on that because before my calling, I had the same mentality. Like, at 22 years old, I didn't even know what black magic was. Never heard of it. And I always saw the good in people. But through my whole life, I've been destroyed, you know what I'm saying, by people that are not good. And because I was naive, I guess.
Yeah. Is that what it is? Was that the target? because
Yeah.
I think, I think that I definitely have.
Well, you
I
vibrate high.
Yeah, I think that there's a feeding that happens there for the other person or something. Is pretty much what I've understood now.
Yes, like a moth to the flame.
Yeah, and
Because
just an
your
easy
energy
target.
is gold. Is
Yeah,
gold.
thank you. Thank
Is
you.
beautiful.
I
And
appreciate
that's
that.
rare.
I
So you're
think
going to
that,
draw in some of the negatives.
oh, yeah. Yeah, I spend a lot of time feeling like, okay, this isn't mine, releasing, you know.
Yeah.
I did a course with, now her name's just going to leave me, but David Wilcox's ex-wife now. And anyways, it was incredible. She's a black belt in karate, one of the only women owns all the, anyway, she's a real gift of knowledge. And she kind of taught through that course, you know, the clearing of energy and clearing of the house, which, but I loved her. It was just like, you know, this house of the light and of the Christ, and anything that's not must leave now. And she was we need to be very forthcoming in demand. I think like that kind of little bits of knowledge. I mean, how else would I know that had I not taken that course, right? But definitely it's helped me. I always would say like a return to sender as well, right?
Yes, they do that. Yes.
I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not, because the energy I was sending that came at me was not feeling of the best. But or do you just ask for it to neutralize?
Yes, you can ask for it for neutralize too.
Yeah.
And now that we're
But I think
talking
when you're
about,
not happy about it, I think when you're not happy and you know where it's coming from, you're like, return to sender tenfold.
yeah,
Right.
and you can do that with no spiritual ramification whatsoever because it's not your energy. You didn't ask for it; they sent it to you.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Right. Because I'm thinking, okay, well,
Now
is that
that-
kind of, you know, revengeful
Yes.
type thing by saying
No.
that? No.
Mm-mm, it's not.
Okay, good to know.
I wish they had classes at church to teach us the things that we're talking about because we're in the dark. Other religions, they know a lot more than what we do.
Yeah, and I didn't grow up in the church at all. So all of it is really learning like yourself, because I was looking for answers, right?
Yeah.
To help myself. Yeah. So, well, there you go. That's what needs to happen, is we need to start thinking about how can we create courses or knowledge so that it's easy for people to access and understand what they need to know to help ourselves.
Yes.
Right? That was kind of my whole point of doing the podcast, right? Because there's so many people around the world with incredible experiences that have saved their lives, their souls, their,
Yes.
you know, and then they're, you know, sharing that. It's incredible, but it's not in the mainstream, obviously, right?
Right. That's right.
Right. Okay. So let's get back to, we're going to just get to go on to your website. Do you have like a consultation that somebody can do with you?
Yes, there's a free consultation, and they can reach me at www.shamansondra.com. And then
we'll make sure
I'm on Facebook, Shaman Sondra, and TikTok, Shaman Sondra. I don't really get on my Instagram too much. And I've just started posting some of my videos on YouTube. It's under Shaman Sondra too.
Yeah, I always am on YouTube watching. I'm a bit of a junkie. I need to stop it. I just, you know, and I love the podcast. I love the information, you know.
Yes.
It's like this thirst, but I'm sure that there's like, you know, a little bit of an addiction there as well, right?
Definitely. Yeah, I love to learn.
Me too. Well, thanks for hanging out today, Sondra.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you sharing your wealth of knowledge, and I think that what you're doing is super important. And
thank you.
Yeah, I'd love some assistance with what, you know, checking into my energy circuit, because clearly there's lots of baggage that was stuck in there that I've been working on clearing, right? So it's always kind of nice to have somebody of your understanding and knowledge check in with you, right?
Would you like a scan?
Of course I would like a scan.
Okay, so what I do is I travel to the High Council, and then they give me a scan of everything that's going on with you. I can send it to you.
Okay, that'd be great. And then you can let me know what kind of work I need to do. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I know
that's something new.
I've been working on it.
Yeah.
I hope that there's an ending to it at one point, but
yes,
that I get the energy and our thoughts and our stories they're big and they're deep and they're generational and they're a lot of work to kind of clear. And
it is.
Yeah, it's all about being enough and loving ourselves, right? At the end of the day.
Yes.
Yeah. For some reason, it seems to be a lot of work.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like it keeps you busy. It's a lot. Like we were talking about, just minding your thoughts. That's a full-time job.
It is, because we're not used to it. And there's 50 to 70,000 of them in our subconscious running a day.
Exactly.
And like Joe Dispenza says, usually the thought that you had today was the same one you had yesterday and the day before, unconsciously. And then we're wondering why we're having that come into our life.
That's right.
Right, so we got to clear it. News stories. Okay, well, have a good rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you.
Okay.
And it was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. You too. So
and I enjoyed today's session a lot.
Yeah, I did too. It's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. And you take care.
I will too. Thanks for hanging out and learning with me about how we can become the best version of ourselves. See you next time.